Hi, this is Anna Imagination. So here's my problem. I have the words. I'm really fucking smart. I mean, really stupid smart. Like, really stupid smart. And I'm allowed and entitled to have a space for me, for my people, where I can go. And it's a place in my mind where I don't have to dumb things down. I can actually participate in the conversations and not have to spend my entire time teaching people. I'm entitled to that fucking space. But in order to get that space, I've got to have people who are real about how little they actually know, which is okay. If you're not willing to do that, don't come into my space. But then I have people who do come into my space and they try and tell me that I need to lower my arrogance to their level. And I'm going, you know, I'm really sick and tired of all the dumb people telling all the smart people to turn it down. I'm really tired of all the really dumb people telling all the really smart people to just wait up for them. Instead of them picking up their fucking weight and doing the goddamn work, they expect everyone to just wait for them. And I built this space on my WhatsApp for me to have my space where I can be me, where I can do what I need to do. And these dipshits, my fault, I didn't vet properly, I didn't filter properly, came into my space and started bringing all the garbage from outside into my space. So now, instead of me actually enjoying conversation, I'm going, okay, you're as illogical and as abusive as everybody else out there, and you're just in my space. And now I'm getting pissed off because these people are in my space telling me what I should be doing. And I'm going, okay. So now I'm sitting here going, I feel like a tyrant if I just throw a tantrum, boot everybody out. And now I'm literally like wrestling with the feeling of I feel like a tyrant because because they're in my space, but they are absolutely not my people. I have not my people in my space. And I'm going, do I just give up and surrender my space, or do I just go look for my people? So I'm decided to just surrender the space. And now I'm sitting here on YouTube and I'm looking for my people. And I'm tired of people who are so fucking uneducated that I'm just tired of it. I'm so tired of it. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I want to say to people, don't heal. Don't heal. It's the worst thing you can do for yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. Healing made my life so much worse. If you're mentally ill, you have a place to fit in. If you're stupid, you have a place to fit in. If you're uneducated, you have a place to fit in. But if you're not mentally healthy and you're smart, oh, you're fucked. You're fucked. And I hung out with people in Mensa, and I'm going, Mensa, me, great, great. And I have my people who I can still have a conversation with. Who can keep up with me in a conversation. And I am so frustrated. And I have this nagging, intuitive, it is logical to do so, of me doing my podcast. Because this is part of it. And I got people going, you need to be nice. You need to. Everything. And I just want to scream at them. Everything you are proposing, you've all already done it out there. It's already been done. It's one of the common denominators that caused the problem. Maybe that's what I need to say to them. And that's just it. It's not a fucking opinion. I've got the fucking science and the data. Look at this. 12 common denominators for people who are miserable and people who aren't. Fascinating. You want to debate them. Okay. Go read my 30 years worth of research, and then I'll have a discussion with you. And I just, so I am, I just got to figure out another path. That's new. I'm learning. All right. I can't stand teachers who are I got to think about this. Somebody told me that what I'm trying to build is not sustainable. And I'm sitting here still going, part of me feels like the work is done. It is done. I know I do a lot of silent staring off into my videos. I know that. Sorry. It's I'm running through logical code, trying to figure out which direction I can go. And I'm sitting here going, nope, that's not logical to go that direction. Okay, what, but nope, okay. So I'm just standing here trying to figure out which way to go next. People are like, oh, so you're going through the pilgrimage. And I want to be like, did you find the mathematical pattern to it? Did you notice the mathematical pattern of the sequencing whenever you shift into the next perspective? Did you shift perspectives? Did you notice that? Did you notice the feeling of your brain as the chemicals move over your brain? Did you feel that? Can you feel your neurons firing? Because I can. Can you? Were you able to track the mathematical pattern and the sequence of the precise formula that you need to do in order to elevate yourself to the next level? Did you do that? Did anyone else do that? Did you break the code, repeat it, realize that it's down to an actual clock, and you can just keep reading the pattern, repeating the formula over and over again, breaking the next formula so you can just level up, so that you were able to go through the entire pilgrimage in 3 months and caught it on YouTube? Did you do that? So I've got a bunch of people who are in the 4th, 5th, 6th perspectives going, oh yeah, I understand what you... No, you don't. No one knows. Because I am where you were 2 years ago, around the time that I figured out the formula and cracked it, and then applied it to my brain, and then wrote an abstract on it. Did you invent discover integrated mathematics, and then integrate them back into the physics where it's been missing? Did you do that? So don't tell me you know what it feels like to be me. Because I am on such a fucking level. And the last thing I need is one more person talking down to me like they think they know. And I'm just, it's not possible what I want. And I just got to come to terms with that. And this is what this all really just comes down to, is how fucking alone I am. And I just wanted one person to share this with me so I wouldn't be so alone. And I'm just tired. And I have people going, oh, no, we support you. There's a difference between fans and being supported and having somebody who's dealing with the same shit I'm dealing with, and just no one is. And I can't just Google this shit. That'd be weird. How do I write logical code for X, Y, and Z? So I'm sitting here like weaving universal logical code while these dipshits are sitting there going, you don't need logic. The fabric of our entire existence is literally the components of logic. What are you doing? So I'm all, I don't know. I'm at this. I quit. I tried to go that way, and I'm not going that way anymore. So I'm going to go back to just doing my journal blog thing, where I'm raw and real. And for some reason, that feels right. It feels like that's exactly what I should be doing. Don't fucking heal. Don't do it. It's worse over here. There's that point where you realize, well, you have another existential crisis. And then there's a point where you realize the only thing that matters is love. Literally. Love and people. But once you pass a certain point, you realize that you just can't be relatable to anybody. And then your mind starts advancing to the point where not even the language works anymore. So you have to invent a new language, or you can use mine, which is abstractic. And then you have the ability to communicate with other people, but they are still so fucking stupid that you can't even converse with them. Which is okay if you go in and you want to talk to them and you want to teach them, but I hate teaching. So, which is why I built the Healing Garden. The whole purpose of the Healing Garden was, wow, I hate teaching so much that I'm going to do it once, record it, get it out there, and be done with it. That's how much I hate teaching. And I found myself in conversations repeating the same stuff that I recorded. And I'm like, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. And somebody will, every now and then, within my group, they'll ask me a question and I'll be like, oh, now you're at the end of my work. Now let's talk. Now that's what I want to talk about, is the shit at the end of my work. Now that's fascinating. So right now I'm trying to figure out the entire integration of all the universes integrating into the one universe. Yeah, that's happening. And I'm sitting here going, okay, so where are we in relative to all the other universes? All right, we're all in a spiral. I can see the spiral. So we are just one more universe among billions of other universes, and we're integrating. Cool. Now, not all of them are going to integrate. Some of the universes are going to disintegrate to the point of not being anymore. We're on that path. Kind of don't care anymore. So now I'm going, all right, so some of the universes are going to integrate, some are going to disintegrate. The ones that disintegrate have lost their equilibrium and they fall over. But like I said, that's where we're heading. We're on the fulcrum. We're pretty much there. And I'm going, all right, so we can just see people are like, oh, we're going to reincarnate and we're going to come back an insect, and I'm going, what makes you think you're reincarnating back on this planet? How do you know you're not going to reincarnate onto a completely different universe? Have you ever thought of that? No, people don't think about that shit. So I'm sitting here going, all right, so we're all integrating into a single universe. That's what we're doing. We are one of billions of universes all integrating into one universe. All right, I see the component. All right, and we're doing this for all of infinity. Okay. And I can see the disintegration outside of all of the universes. And it's literally like the dichotomy of good and evil on such a level. And I'm going, all right, so it's either integration or disintegration. By the way, that's logic. And I'm going, interesting. So this whole thing is on the balance of, is there going to be more universes that are integrating or fewer universes that are disintegrating? Now, this is fascinating. And it's just an equilibrium to see who's going to outdo who more. And if you lose the equilibrium, it will turn one way and tip. And I'm going, interesting. So you can have universes of pure, perfect peace, and you can have other universes of pure, perfect evil. So there's people on our planet who are going, oh, well, you need to be evil. We require both. Yes, dipshit, you require both. But did it ever occur to you that there are other universes who are pure love, so there needs to be universes of pure evil? Now you get to choose which one you want to be. And if you choose to be pure love on our universe, well, then somebody else has to be pure evil. But you got to choose which one you want to be. We have clearly chosen pure evil, so long and thanks for all of the fish. I really don't give a shit anymore. So I'm going, all right. So I'm on a planet that has chosen to be pure evil. Okay, all right, great. All right then. Okay. Could I make a difference? Are you worth it? Are you worth it? That's a really good question. Are you worth it? Because I'm not convinced. And that's all I've been doing for the last 4 years, is trying to figure out if this planet is worth saving. Because I really don't give a shit. So I'm shutting down the healing garden. I'm just going to shelve it, throw it in the back. And I'm also working out the logical code for ESP. Not that I have anyone to talk to, but sure, ESP. Figured that out the other day. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. So I'm playing around with that. I'm going, all right. I now know how to change frequency in order to do ESP. So I'm going, all right. Wrote the logical code for that. That's fun. Ooh. I can talk to other people. Oh, there's going to be a language barrier. No, there's not, because we have feelings. Oh, that's going to be so much easier for ESP. You do not have to speak the same language if you have ESP. That's going to simplify a lot of things. Okay. So that's one of the projects I'm working on also. The other project I am working on, I'm done with this planet. The other one I'm working on is I worked out the rest of integrated mathematics the other day. I don't do anything that's hard. I don't. If it's not hard, or if it's hard, it's because it's not for you. If it's easy, it's for you. So when things get hard, there's a difference between difficult and hard, complicated and hard. So I am just, and that's it, is I just wanted a space of my own where I could, and here I am on YouTube, a space of my own, where I can just talk to people and you can choose to follow me. You know, more and more, all signs point to yes. Anna, just be on YouTube. I really should just be on YouTube. And I think that's it. I think that that is it. And yeah, I think that's just it. I think that's what I'm going to do, is just be on YouTube. And I think yeah, that's it. And I got people who are like, oh, how do they get in contact with you? You can't. You cannot get in contact with me. I'm taking that feature away. Yes, you can still comment, but we'll see how well you behave. And yeah. There's times, and this is what people really don't get. There's times where you really do stand up and say, ethics. Why is this a question? Ethics. And then there are times where you just, you know, ethics really are the one thing you can't live without. You cannot get away from these. You know, it's been something I've been analyzing for quite a while. I did this with my sociological studies, where can you have somebody ethical around you? And there's two factors here. There's what's going to be the ethical consensus standard. What's the ethical standard? And the ethical standard is really everything. The problem is the ethical standard is so fucking low that it's no. And what I was trying to do with Pando was raise the ethical standard. And in order to raise the ethical standard, people, you know, and that's what it comes down to. This is the ethical standard. You know, that's a really good point. I really feel good about that. This is the ethical standard, because the ethical standard out there is too low. And if you don't have 30 years in ontological physics, if you don't have 30 years of logic, if you don't have 30 years of sociology, please do not try and argue with me. Now, if you've completed the work, if you've done the education, if you've gone through my course and you've actually learned this shit, then please, I'd love to hear what you have to say. But if you don't, and if you haven't, I'm in a space where I'm trying to raise the ethical standard. Because, dudes, it is so low. Well, that's why you're being abused, is because the ethical standard is low. That's it. That's the only problem with the fucking world, is the ethical standard is too low. When you raise the ethical standard, the abuse stops. But, yeah. Now, instead of raising the ethical standard, what's going on is everyone's arguing. And I don't argue. I'm looking to raise the ethical standard because I identified the problem when I went, oh, we need to raise the ethical standard. So I have built an ethical standard. It's called the 12 ethics. And logic is king here. Logic, truth, love, ethics. Those are your options. There is nothing else. No one is above these rules because we're raising the ethical standards. I am not above them, but I will uphold them. So when I uphold the ethical standard, I get people, well, you're not learning. No. You are deteriorating and disintegrating the ethical standard. We don't do that. And that's what this comes down to. That's really what this comes down to. I'm so glad we had this talk. I was able to figure this out. This is what's going on. Here's the ethical standard. And bottom line, this is my problem. This is my problem. Is I have identified the problem with the world. I have done the fucking work. And the last thing I need is uneducated morons coming into my space telling me whatever the fuck they think without any of the education. low ethical standard. And I'm no, go away from me. And it's very, very difficult because I know it's difficult. It's not my fucking obligation to teach anybody. It's not. I refuse to fucking teach anybody. That's why I do role model bullshit. And yeah, that's it really. That's it really. I have high ethical standards. And people are not used to them. People are not at all used to having any ethical standards. So and I'm not here to defend. That's it right there. I'm not here to defend my decision. I've got an entire fucking website for that. Oh, I feel good. I feel good. No, I'm all right. I'm right to be pissed. You're always right to be pissed. You're always right to be pissed. Always. When you're upset, there's always a reason. And I'm just, yeah. I'm good. I feel better. I do feel better. So I know I feel like I'm sitting in my ship without any kind of direction right now. I mean, I have a direction. One of the things that I did, maybe I should just go back to this plan, was literally just being on YouTube every day to talk to people and say hi, just so they're not alone. But I did that for a little bit. I did like doing that. But then I felt obligated, and I hate the feeling of obligation. I really love doing the blog journal. So I am going to withdraw. I just got to figure out the smart way to do it. I am going to be building a community with my ethical standard, and that's all there is to it. And and that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. That's the other thing is there's discussion and then there's the decision is final. And that's it really. That's it really. So yeah. I'm going to have coffee. I'm going to grab my coffee. I'm going to think about more. I really, really fucking hate this time period. It's growing pains, but it's not growing pains. It's not growing. It's actually resistance. It's okay. You've gone this way. This is not the direction for you. You need to go over here. And I know what it was. Then I love this. This is like one of my favorite things about healing is when you hone down on yourself, you basically have this broadened, okay, and then you refine yourself. And when you refine yourself, You realize, oh, I'm refined now. So now all of that's not tolerated because you've leveled up. And when you level up, your standards increase. So then it's like, okay, well, let's go over here. And then you redirect and it's all right. I feel better. I have a plan. I have a plan.